look at all the things you're missing because you're not paying attention or you're thinking too much.
And so I feel like it's really about following your inner system.
Music has the ability to transform us in so many ways. How does that help amplify, say, the mission of conscious music? And what kind of artists do you like to, I should say, what kind of artists do you really look to uplift and put in the spotlight?
Sure. Yes. A lot of labels focus on the artists. We don't. We focus on songs. I always say we don't sign artists, we sign songs.
Awesome.
Because it's true. We don't want to keep anyone exclusive to just us. And we sign songs that we feel like uplift and help the planet and support this movement. And we obviously have a bit of a network that we can funnel those songs through to get to people. And that's the goal. We are like, people trust us because we are almost like a gatekeeper for that type of sound. In fact, Spotify didn't even have any kind of a genre or anything associated with high vibe until high vibe records came on the map. And then they started adding the genre high vibe, which involves positive lyrics, uplifting sounds, all that.
Which honestly is what we should all be listening to for our own good.
Absolutely.
But speaking of that, it sounds like obviously there's another place that you were setting trends and being a pioneer. What do you believe is going to be the next evolution of, say, sound healing and consciousness expanding music? What's the next level for you? Or what do you think the next evolution period is going to be?
Yeah, I think it's tactile. So I think I don't know if have you ever sat on, lie down in a sound bed before?
Craig Goldberg, who I've had on my show, was
Correct. Yeah.
very good friend. One of my
You've got the vibroacoustic lounge, right?
one of my closest homies. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So like that stuff is really cool. And I think we're going to start to see that paired with visuals on like dance floors. I literally think we're going to start to have floors that vibrate. And as far as a creative artist standpoint go, there's devices that are coming out like gloves, right? My friend has these gloves. He used to work for Imogen Heap. He's got these gloves that you can like move sound with and really interact that way. And so I think it's going to be tactile is the bigger thing that I think will grow.
The haptic revolution is coming. It's awesome. And yeah, so I've known Craig for several years now. He's stayed with him, he and his wife Deepak. And so by the time people see this episode, Craig will have been on about a month before this episode. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't know you worked with Craig. That is so cool. What a small world. What a small world. So
I actually worked with this other company. It was Craig's competitor. Yeah, I love Craig, and he's a great guy, and I like the vibroacoustic lounge. And I'm also a human, and whoever hires me is going to hire me. And as long as I believe in their product, which I do, which is Opus. And Opus is the other company, and they create the sound bed, which is a little different because they've got 5. I like Craig's thing. It's actually more comfortable to sit on because it's like this loungy chair. But the thing about Opus is they've got 5 transducers. So like we were creating the waves, for example, in the ocean to go on your back. And things like that. And that technology is a little bit more sophisticated. But again, I really do love what Craig's doing. I love his product as well. I encourage both of them for sure.
yeah, for sure. And Opus is the one that rolls out, right? It's like the
Yeah, I like triangles.
yeah.
So it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I saw what's going on. Okay. Cool. That aside, actually, everybody out there should try some vibroacoustic. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I have right here. So the Pyramid Meditation Channel, we focus on using a pyramid to focus the scalar energy into the cave of Brahma, or to sit inside of a large pyramid that is made, well, out of a lot of people make it out of copper. Right next to me, you can't see this, but I have an 8-foot tall Russian pyramid with an organite capstone on it.
Oh.
And I have one of these that is inverted. So it's making a Merkaba as it shines down on top of my In Harmony vibroacoustic.
But that's like yeah.
I drop in, I put this on top. I've got this Merkaba focusing the energy down into me inside a Russian pyramid, which is a faster vibration than say the Giza pyramids here or the Nubian pyramids they have up there. And so that's my I would say it's non-negotiable that for me every morning for half an hour at least to sit there and drop into this zone, be inside my own pyramid It's just incredible. And the thing is, though, that everything is vibration, information, frequency, and energy, right? Right? We understand that. And so what we're putting into our body is also a vibration, right? So if we're putting in a bunch of glyphosate and we're putting in a bunch of processed food and a bunch of sugar and a bunch of carbohydrates, that every carbohydrate that goes in immediately converts to sugar. It just, that's the way body works it. And I know that you are quite the healthy eater and healthy liver and not liver like liver, but you live.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You have all kinds of different supplements and things like that.
Mhm.
And a lot of people out there feel blocked. So they feel like emotionally blocked or disconnected. So without getting into the supplementation stuff, but as far as the sound is concerned, how can, if somebody's feeling like blocked, how would you recommend that they use sound as a tool to help realign them?
Blocked in what sense? Like blocked?
They are stuck, like they're stuck in life and not moving forward, or maybe even depression.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, movement. So movement is medicine. If you're feeling stuck, you're feeling blocked, run. Go for a run. I know that's not like a musical answer, but it's I feel like probably the most effective thing you can do. Move, allow energy in motion, be in motion. Um, Vibrate differently than how the stuck thing is vibrating. If you're just lying in bed doing nothing, that's the same vibration as being stuck in a sense. So I think moving, sweating, sauna, breath work, all that is how I would tackle like being stuck or being blocked.
Oh, cool. That's such a great answer. And that's why I really asked that question, is because it's not all just about music. Everybody,
Right.
Equanimous is not just a musician and a producer. He's also a human
I'm a basketball player too.
and a basketball player, and he's another master on this planet here to teach all of us. There's something interesting on the neuroscience side, which when you mentioned go out and run, any kind of physical motion activates our muscles and it releases what are known as hope molecules, which every muscle in our body has been found over the past decade or so to be almost like an endocrine organ of its own, where when you flex it, it releases what are actually called hope molecules.
There's not like a scientific, they're really called hope molecules.
That's what they're called. Yeah, you can look it up on like YouTube
Yeah.
molecules, and they are nature's antidepressant. So that is something with just a little bit more. And I mentioned that because you touched upon that, and it's so absolutely true that if you don't want to be in the state you're in, change your damn state. Be the
Right.
change you want to see in the world, but first you have to start with your world. And so we live in a world that is so filled with noise. So for you, and this goes back to the sound, how can people be more intentional with the sounds and the music that they surround themselves with? Obviously, it's as easy as choosing a different playlist,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean that it's intentional. That means that's actually almost a unconscious thing that's to just change it. But I'm talking about how can people be more intentional? Do you have any kind of breath work that you do? Any kind of mantras that you tell yourself? Any kind of mudras that you use? What's your secret?
Mm. Hmm. Yeah. I feel like the first and most important thing is to know your intention. So, like, first figuring that out. And once you've got it, moving from the place of receiving it, which I feel like, I guess I look at it this way. Once you have your intention, or I'll speak for myself. If I have an intention, I feel like that's a program that I'm then putting in my system, and then my emotional guidance system will lead me to it. And so have your intention and then listen on how to get there. I feel like listening is the best tool. Listen and take action is the best tool in terms of manifesting whatever's intended.
Preach. That's so perfect. I had a Catholic priest that was in one of my classes one time ago, and I knew the answer to this question, but when I heard it from somebody who's very indoctrinated in an organized
Yeah.
religion, it was like, wow,
Mm.
it took me back. He asked me, he said, Nate, what is the difference between prayer and meditation? And I was like, Father, please tell me. And he says, prayer is asking God for something. Meditation is listening for the answer.
Mm.
And I just went, correct.
I love that.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true. And so what you just said really resonated highly with truth. And I would love for you to be able to tell people what is next for you. What are your upcoming projects, new music you're doing? You going out on tour? If this will probably be released after you get back, though. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But other experiences that people can look forward to.
Yeah. The biggest one is High Vibe Fest. High Vibe Fest is happening June 5th to June 9th in California at Native Springs Oasis. And High Vibe Fest is a place for all the community in the conscious community to come together and celebrate through joy, just like we've been talking about. Great music. We have 3 workshop stages, amazing people coming in, giving lectures, yoga, dance, ecstatic dance, meditation, family, lots of family community, only organic food there, late night dance celebrations as well. So just lots of really celebration. It's really about healing through celebration and with the great conscious community. And so we invite you to that June 5th to June 9th at Native Springs Oasis. You can go to highvibefest.org for tickets there. And that's, I'd say, like the big event coming up. And then I just got lots of music I'm working on that I'm really excited about that. I'm sure you follow me on Instagram at Equanimous Love. You'll see on Instagram at
Fantastic. So at
Mhm.
Equanimous Love on IG, highvibefest.org to check out the festival coming up in late June in Southern California. And there are a lot of people listening to this who are in the Southern California area too.
Cool.
And so that is so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that all of those things are in the show notes. So that way people, when they come back and not just watch this the first time, I have a feeling people are going to want to watch this 2 or 3 times because you've been dropped like wisdom bombs the whole way through.
Thank you.
Thank you for contributing to the all and to all this knowledge for these people. And of course, you guys can go ahead and just click those links. Make sure you follow Equanimous on Instagram. You're never going to be bored. You're always going to be uplifted. And so, for those people who really want to dive deeper into your music and explore it, we've already talked about where they can find you, right? But
Mhm.
what are some tracks that you
Yeah.
would really resonate with a meditation community like?
Yeah, with the definitely there's like an EP I already mentioned. It's called Attract. It's a 3-track EP. The tracks are called Integration, Attract, and then Presence. Actually, Presence is the first one, then Attract, and then Integration. But that's the 10 it's like a 10-minute total meditation piece that I wrote with Ruby Chase. Really cool, definitely great for meditation. Also, Cellular Upgrade, the We Saw Lines remix is another really good, a little bit more dancey than what I just mentioned, but it's a track filled with positive affirmations that is probably one of my more popular ones. I've had people say that they've birthed their kids to it and has helped with all different things. So I'd recommend that one as well.
So Cellular Upgrade, the We Saw Lions remix, that is my favorite of all of your songs. That helped
Thank
me
you.
through a really tough breakup. Up with me while I was listening to it. It was like, here's the thing though. Sometimes we have traumatic experiences happen. And I was eating pasta when I had an accident in the restaurant. So I'm never eating pasta. It brings back bad memories. But what it helped me do, and everybody out there, if you listen to nothing else of Equanimous, go and listen to Cellular Upgrade, the remix, the Lisa Lions.
Yeah, the We Saw Lines remix, which really it was just, we call it a remix, but the original didn't even have singing on it. So really it's just like sort of the original, but with the singing. And so that's just how it came out.
Talks about the highest frequency is love.
Right. Which is interesting because I want to, real quick, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I did some research and actually measure, if you like scientifically measure it, the highest frequency is actually authenticity.
Yes, it is.
And love and gratitude are second and third. So I'm like, it's an interesting song because it states something that I learned later. It might not be accurate, but it still feels right. So I don't know.
And I will say you this, that just to be a devil's advocate on that.
Yeah. And I'd love to know your thoughts.
Yeah. So authenticity has more energy. Doesn't mean it's a higher frequency. Because there's frequency and there's amplitude. Very
Mm.
so love is
Fair.
frequency.
Fair. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And the thing is that with that song, just a quick story on that, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So while I was listening to that song, and this is a woman that I was going to marry, and it just wasn't working for her. And I found out abruptly in the car. Like it was truly blindsided me.
What?
And I was just sitting there and I'm shocked. But at the same time, it talks about the highest frequency is love. I am enough. And this is such
Right.
a powerful song. It's one of my favorite top 3 songs in my life, Nate. Like literally,
Thank you.
even though with that negative connotation of what most people would say, still, I had so much compassion and so much forgiveness for her
Mm.
at that time, and also introspection and love for myself. It's amazing what your music can do. And so
Thank
everybody,
you.
I'm gonna point you one more time to Equanimous. Everywhere you can find his music, it will help your life in ways that I'm not gonna cloud it. It'll just help you in the ways that it does. And Nate, is there anything else you'd like to leave our listeners with about music, meditation, conscious living before we on for the day?
I think I just want to say I really appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing here. This is our second podcast that we've done, and I really love the space that you're holding for people, and I just want to say thank you.
My honor. It's my pleasure, brother. Thank you so much for being here. And for everybody out there, make sure that you tune in next week for yet another world changing, disrupting, consciousness elevating guest. I would like to say one more time, thank you to Nate Stein, also known as Equanimous. Thank you to everybody out there for listening and for watching. It's an honor and blessing to be here with all of you. Make sure, once again, that you subscribe to PMC Global. You subscribe to the Integrated Ascension Method YouTube channel. Check out my brand new app, I Am Breath Mastery, available on Google and Apple. It's got a lot of resources right there for the meditation community for free. Love to have you there. Love to see you in the next thing. Make sure that you drop a comment in how this has impacted you for this episode, and then go get yourself some Equanimous. With all that said, all the love and power to you, my friends. Have a great now on purpose. Hey, my friends, what an incredible journey we've shared today. If you felt even a spark of inspiration or power, don't let it stop here. Take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who needs it. Seriously, think of just one person who could benefit from what you've experienced today, because together we're building something so much bigger than ourselves. This is more than a show. It's a movement, a space where leaders, visionaries, and seekers like you come to transform, elevate, and align. So don't just follow, become a part of the community. Subscribe to the PMC YouTube channel and follow the I Am Integrated Ascension Method everywhere you can. And let's create something extraordinary together. I'm truly excited to share with you your next step to transformation. So head over to iampure.energy and sign up for my free Perfect Breath class. You'll unlock the secret to mastering your breath, your energy, and ultimately your life. And for those who are ready to go deeper, our masterclass and weekly sessions are waiting to take you to that next level. Make sure that you're here next week because, as always, I'll be sitting down with another world-changing guest, someone who will blow your mind and give you tools to rise even higher. And don't come alone. Invite your friends, your team, or anyone who is ready to grow. And let's expand this circle of impact one breath at a time. Until then, remember, your potential is limitless, your power is real, and it all begins with a single breath. Together, we're creating the future. I'll see you next time, my friend. Together we rise. See you soon.